Well, that brings to the next one. AAA expects 85 million Americans to travel over the holidays, raising fears of more viral spread. Tens of millions of people are expected to travel to family gatherings. This is why you've had, we got the local lockdown over here. I had plans that sort of changed as things developed in that way. And I think the suggestion now is to basically limit your contact period to like anyone. And it's just such a tough topic, man. It is such a tough topic. It is such an inherent and core part of the experience of being a human. Your being, as far as being a human being is connected to the idea of interaction. We are the communicating creature. Like, it's what we do. We congregate, and to simply act as if, what's the big deal? What's your problem? You're so dumb. Why do you want to get together with people? Like, just wait it out. I think it's an oversimplification, personally, of the entire circumstance. And I think it's actually more responsible and more realistic to say, hey, look, I know that these things matter and are important to you. And I know that the entire experience of life is this constant transaction of risk and reward, and trying to live an existence that's worthwhile. And there's all kinds of other terrifying beasts that exist in the world that we have to confront. And that's just a difficult management process to transmit the signal that this is simpler than it is. I feel that it's a little bit irresponsible. Now, do I think 85 million Americans should be hopping on airplanes and all the rest, given the state of things right now? Probably not. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, but I'm also not convinced that, well, obviously I'm not convinced that spreading that message works. That strong-arming people into a particular behavior can actually, in some cases, yield the alternative response. So it's obviously more complex than that. If you attempt to attack the core things that matter to a person, and it depends where and how this is happening, I think there's a lot of people on the internet that just have real difficulty putting themselves in somebody else's shoes. And I'm not talking about the people, I'm talking about everybody. Whether it's a patient who actually has COVID, or whether it's a person who's making the decision to go see their family on the holidays. You have to be able to some extent to put yourself in both shoes and to empathize with both positions in order to come up with the best plan for how to engage both parties.
Yeah.
As opposed to pretending that one of the two is crazy and the other one is not.
Yeah. It's never black and white.
The full polar situation, which actually pushes things further apart.
Yeah. I guess
Both people are right. It's to what extent and in what way can both coexist, and in what way can the impact be somewhat diminished. And in once you get to that realization that both things can be true, then you start crafting a plan that maybe is better at encompassing all of it. I don't know. This is very complex. It's above what I do or we do here. I would say to the people of the world, whoever it is that happens to be watching this, do what you can. You
try your best.
You know your current psychological state. You know what this holiday means to you. You know how much you need it. And you know who needs it. You know what I mean? Like,
everyone has different levels.
This is one of these things that I've seen in my life where some people might be able to get by with, and by get by, I mean from a psychological health perspective with just cutting everything off completely and just saying, I am the ultimate COVID warrior. I don't need to see anybody ever, right? There's some people that psychologically are set up maybe a little bit better for that. And then on the flip side of the spectrum, there's people in certain demographics that are these minor interactions and potentials for seeing a person, seeing someone else, that they're really limited time opportunities, and that they just maybe happen once a year or twice a year. And if you were to ask those people, if I take away this one moment, this one event, do you feel like having another year after that? And that's a reality too. And so you got to take as much of that into consideration as possible before you start. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. That feels like the most responsible approach to it. And when I talk about doing your best, I think I'm not necessarily just talking about your actions, but also talking about the amount of effort that you're willing to put into understanding these various needs across this variety of groups that is not necessarily uniform.
Well said.
Happy holidays, everyone. Do your best. Do your best.